Rahu Mahadasha, which is actually the most feared Mahadasha after the Saturn. Now Rahu Mahadasha lasts for 18 years. And during these 18 years, the two lines that need to be kept in mind are, keep in mind, life is all the result of choices. The choices we make determines our fate. So this is the time to practice alertness, awareness, introspection, and many other such adjectives that help you know yourself. Now understand the planet of Rahu. The planet of Rahu talks about the grit, the determination, and the resilience within a person. Rahu is a planet which gives you disillusionment, it gives you falsehood, it gives you maya, it gives you greed, it makes you materialistic, it makes you, want all those things be actually what we term as evil thoughts. For me, no thoughts are evil. I feel according to an individual's need, the person starts becoming greedy for that. I may be greedy for having good relationships or multiple relationships, or I may be greedy to experience more wealth, and more is never enough. So we become materialistic, we become greedy, and we want more and more and more. I've already explained about the Rahu Mahadasha. Now I'm going to be patiently explaining to you the Antardashas. I've explained the major period, now I'll be explaining the sub-periods, that when the dragon's head or Rahu Mahadasha takes place. Right, we have these sub-periods in these 18 years for a particular time. Now we have the Rahu Mahadasha and the most aggressive planet, that is the Mars Antardasha, the sub-period. The planet Mars or the Mangal is believed to bring the most adverse effects to the natives, while its arrival with another highly malefic planet, that is Rahu. Now this combination leads towards your worst appearance. These planets will bring most of the negative impacts upon the native's life and would make him or her confront much difficulties in life. So many times you must have noticed, I'm not looking my best. So many times you must have seen a phase in your life when you feel that I am fat, I am ugly, and the people who are absolutely slim or have good figures or are beautiful still find a defect in themselves. Basically, it's not a question of fat or thin or ugly or beautiful. It's a question of being self-critical. Now, Rahu is making you dance to his tunes, and Mars is putting that spoke again in the wheel, and in fact giving, I would say, it's pepping the Rahu thing up, and it's making you self-critical. When you are self-critical, nothing around you seems good. So the native in Rahu and Mars Dasha or Bhukti will confront a downfall in your career and financial stature. See, everything actually, if you see, whenever your confidence levels are low, whenever your mood swings are there, or whenever you're self-critical, it does have a direct impact on your outer being, that is where you're earning your finances and where you are earning your career or concentrating on your professional life, because money and honey go together. So being self-critical or being too harsh on yourself will lower your self-confidence down, will lower your self-esteem down, and this would have an impact on your business or on your profession, wherever you are earning your money from. So this says that the native of the Rahu Mars Bhukti will lose his or her memory during this period, will face a period of much distress and absence of peace. Obviously, when things are not going correct, you tend to lose your memory. You tend to be at a loss of words. So what does this imply? My thing is, you will be forced to be self-critical, but time and again you should not judge yourself so harshly and realize that it is the Mars Rahu Dasa going on, which is making me be so self-critical and analytical about myself and of the people at large. This will affect my standing in the society, so I need to stay away. So you have to deliberately make an effort to not be so critical of yourself or the people around you. On the other part, if the placement of Rahu and Mars is favorable in the horoscope, this combination leads the person towards much heights in the professional and social enclosure and would make him or her stand highly dominating and potent. Now, according to the our Vedic histories or our Vedic astrology, it's written if it is well placed. My take on this is that if you can fight the self-criticism, if you can fight being analytical and too logical and too analytical and too getting into the nitty-gritties of things around you or with you, you're bound to be in a favorable position and in a strong position where you can fight these habits of yours and emerge a much more potent and a much more successful person. While on the general part, the Rahu and Mangal Bhukti will bring much difficulties and agony to the person. My take on this is that this is a reflection that is being shown on you, and this is a testing period for you, that how much of anger management you have done. And trust me, I don't believe in anger managements. Either you're angry or you're not angry. Or if you realize that you're an angry person, you decide to rectify that habit of yours and not be an angry person. So when this Mars is coming on, your mind is going to be chattering. One is going to be the good side of you telling you this is what is happening to you, and the bad side of you will say it doesn't matter. How you fight these two demons in your mind is your resilience, your confidence. So whether you want this period to be very productive and fruitful for you, means don't be self-critical, don't be logical and analytical, not only about yourself, but about other people. Be rational, be intelligent, control your senses, and you will be a winner. While talking about all these major periods and sub-periods, it's very important that not to take a generic view of it. My endeavor is to make you understand that when these Antardashas happen or when these Mahadasas are happening in your life, how should you react and act. But in actual, it's very important to know your natal chart, because once you know your natal chart, you are actually very face to face, or you are aware of your attitudes, and which actually determines your altitude. It's very important to know what is your subconscious mind, how resilient you are or how not resilient you are. So when you go to a learned astrologer and know about your natal chart, that which is the Mahadasa going on you, which is the Antardasa going on you, and which are the energies in your body that are getting affected. By the virtue of energized stones, you can balance those energies in your body and make that particular period in which you are finding the obstacles, or in which you are finding that these things are putting hurdles and you are unable to overcome them, it becomes easier for you to overcome the obstacles. It's something like when a car breaks down, you know that whether the exhaust has broken down or whether the gas is not being properly pushed, or the pedal, or whatever the various mechanics. So you can probably get an overall view of this is what has happened to the car. For it to run smoothly, you need to reach a mechanic who will rectify that situation. So similarly in life, when you make your natal chart done, you can actually get a view of your real self and how you can make your life successful. What is the period in which your energies can be high? And I don't wait for periods. It's important to know to start your success from the period you realize it, that this is what is happening, this is how I'm going to sow my seeds, and obviously my future life is going to be smooth, it is going to be happy without any fear or clutter in life. So the success starts now. Be aware of your natal chart. Don't feel that you're falling a prey to illusions. Don't feel that these are some kind of studies that make you weak. They don't make you weak. In fact, the study of your own self makes you a much stronger person and a force to reckon with.